All right, so let's go to this conversation now. The two-pot retirement system is a step closer to becoming a reality. The National Assembly has passed the Revenue Laws Amendment Bill, which introduces the system. Now, government saying that the system will be implemented in September. Let's discuss the implications of this and what you should know with Sugar Creek Wealth CEO Gerald Mwandiambira. Gerald, thank you so much for your time this evening. Let's remind the viewers first, before we even get into the conversation, because sometimes we take it for granted that people understand what's going on here. Let's remind them how this two-pot system works.
Well, the two-pot system is really a system in which, a lot of South African workers have said that they're struggling and they want to be able to access their pension fund or retirement savings. And the two-pot system is a system whereby you can access your contributions from your past payments on your retirement using a certain set of rules. And the second pot would be the rules which will apply as of the inception date, which has been mooted to be in September this year.
So when it comes into someone who's watching tonight who says, okay, so if I decide to make a bit of a withdrawal maybe in September, can I do so again, or is now the rest of the money going to be saved for retirement?
Well, the new set of rules has not been finalized because there's still a number of discussions that need to happen. Although the law has been passed, there are a number of pension funds of state-owned entities which have specific acts which govern how they operate. So those will have to be synchronized and married to the new system. But yes, in essence, what should happen or could happen in September is that you can access part of your retirement saving, and going forward, there will be a certain amount which you can access. Remember, the reason why these laws around protection of retirement savings exist is so that South Africans can retire comfortably. However, we also have to exercise the constitutional right of choice. And that's really why workers are saying, look, they want to have more influence in terms of them being able to access their retirement savings when required and when life happens.
And Gerald, I mean, when you look at, what you just mentioned, I was going to go into it just now, that, some of these companies, they administer the pension funds in a different way. And then you look at the laws. Is there a way that these can be synchronized, or are you, envisioning some difficulties in this particular regard because there's different laws for different funds?
No, I think, I think you've got people like Transnet, a few of the big state-owned entities have very specific rules that govern how they operate, even the government pension fund. But I do feel that if the workers demand the rights to be able to access their funds, the rules can be changed. But it's really a matter of it being perhaps a race against time, because although September may seem 7 months away, in terms of being able to change rules as well as educate members and prepare them for the changes to come, it's actually not very much time for us to prepare.
And especially because you think about how many times it had to be moved, that the dates have had to be moved here. But, Gerald, sometimes people don't take some of these things, seriously when it comes to being cautioned. So what do people need to know before opting to claim for a portion of their retirement? How then do they make these decisions in a way that is not going to prejudice them in the future?
Look, I think the main thing is consider that the funds which you have been saving are specifically for retirement. And although life may have happened, if you do have to tap into those funds, maybe tap into them for a venture which will generate income, which can actually help you towards retirement. But simply withdrawing that money to settle debt is like taking money that's alive and killing it. And it could have some dire consequences in your future as you prepare for your retirement. However, the best advice I could probably give is that before you make any decision, perhaps consult the services of a certified financial planning professional or financial advisor so that they can at least guide you through the process. Also consult your pension fund trustees, or maybe even your HR department, just to make sense of it all.
And I suppose that I'm listening to you say that use it as a safety net or something that can generate, funds for you later on, and not as a primary source of income.
Well, not for consumption. So don't use the money for consumption, but rather use it either to generate income or because you really need to actually tap into those savings because of a situation that is dire. But to simply tap into your retirement savings to buy an automobile or eat pizza.
Yeah.
That could cost you when you retire.
And especially because there's some, Gerald, when one reads on this and a lot of, opinion is also being bandied about, particularly from some of those who are leading the workers who are saying that, yes, the workers who are under pressure can view this as a 13th check. I suppose then that wouldn't be wise.
Well, that wouldn't, because that really speaks to consumption-driven behavior. However, if you do plan how you use that money, you could actually generate income. You could use it to extend your property, build a room that you can rent out, or do something which can actually assist you in the future. The biggest cry of workers around pension funds is that many of them have underperformed the market in terms of growth. So a lot of people are frustrated that they've been saving for so many years, but the value of the assets is not growing at a rate which they were anticipating, which also speaks to the fact that use this opportunity to sit down with your financial planner to basically also recalculate your future expected forecasted replacement ratio in terms of how much you'll get at retirement, so that you may be able in a position right now to also adjust how much you're contributing so that it's in line with your expectations.
Gerald, what you're saying is quite important, and I suppose that, a lot of people really still need to get a lot of education when it comes to this two-pot retirement system. And as you say, it's not a lot of time, but certainly a lot of education is needed. And one does hope then that things move very speedily in that particular regard. But thank you so much for arming our viewers with information tonight, because sometimes people take these things for granted and they think it's money coming into my pocket. Let me go spend it a bit or close some gaps. But there are ways and things to consider here. But thank you so much. That was Sugar Creek Wealth CEO Gerald Mwandiambira. And I do certainly hope that this helps you in order to be able to make some of the best decisions here. And as he says, not for consumption, but try to make the rand stretch and see how best then you make this and put this to good use.